Yeah, no keys, I feel you treat me well. I will treat you more than my change. You who give you? Anita, who give you? Bring her.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Please, can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just drop me any favorite emoji of yours. Let me just to signify that you are hearing me or you can hear me. Okay. I think a lot of people can hear me. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry, we are beginning today's class a bit late. This was due to some technical issue. Yeah. All right. Good morning, and my name is Paul. I will be your host for today, and I'm being supported by my colleague here. Um, all right. So today we are going to try as much as we can to rush up this because we are already far behind time. And please let's pay attention and follow up. All right. So a lot has been happening in the market lately. Looking at the war between Pakistan and Israeli, and going down to the common and popular one we know that is still the inflation that is being surrounded by the US. Yeah. So I would have quickly loved to take you guys through the investing.com and read one or two news that is actually ongoing. So let me quickly share my screen with you so you can see. I hope you guys are actually familiar with investing.com. Investing.com is the site where you can always read about the happenings of the markets. All right. So let's look at the indices world. Let's look at Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq 100 is US 100. Let's see, let's read a little about it so it can guide us on today's markets. All right, go to news and analysis and news. All right, this news was about 7 hours ago. I think this was the last news we can see here. So can we just open a little briefly? The Nasdaq ended lower while the Dawn and SP 500 were nearly flat on Tuesday as Treasury yield rose and shares of chip makers fell after the Biden administration said it planned to halt shipments of advanced artificial intelligence chips to China. Right. And then they also said here that the Philadelphia SE, semiconductor index was also down on by 0.8%, and shares of Nvidia Nasdaq fell by 4.7%. Even though the world's most valuable chip maker said it does not affect a near-term meaningful impact on financial results from the cubes. Okay, US Treasury yields jump on robust economic data. Higher yields, though the helium of stocks of offering investment, cooperative high income on risk-free government bonds. All right. Basically, when yields or US yields is actually whenever it skyrockets, it gives boost to the US currency. And this is one of the ways US try to actually cure inflation by increasing bond yield. All right. So let's go to let's read one more news around the US region. Yeah, let's look at gold. Gold prices rallied to near 1 minute high as Middle East tension worsened. All right. This what date was this? This was October 18th. This was today. It was 12:58. All right. So gold prices rose sharply on Wednesday, nearing a 1 month high as a potential escalation in the Israel-Hamas war drove up safe haven demand. Right. While copper prices also rose, tracking a positive reading on China's economy. All right. The bombing of Gaza hospital, which reportedly killed hundreds of, Palestinians and marked a potential escalation in the conflict, especially as Egyptians and Palestinians leaders called off a summit with US President Joe Biden following the attack. All right. The move pushed up concerns that the Israel-Hamas conflict could draw in other Arab countries, causing the war to spill over into the broadened Middle East region. Okay, the notion wrapped up investors' demand for safe haven, while gold seeing strong inflows after the move. All right, evidently, yeah, we can see that the war between Israel and Pakistan is actually giving gold more momentum as people are actually finding gold as their safe haven. So I'm going to take you back to let's quickly go to Forex Factory to see what is actually happening today. Yeah, let me share my screen with you. All right, basically, Forex Factory, I can't really see any impact news yet today. And early hours of today, 7 a.m. CPI, there was a high impact news on GBP, Great Britain, and that was CPI release, and it came out positive for GBP. I know you understand what this means to GBP, and every instrument that is related to GBP, this is positive for GBP, and other core CPI, PPI input all came out positive. Okay, PPI inputs monthly came out a bit negative for GBP, but I'm sure these other positive ones would definitely give a boost to GBP this morning. And looking forward, we have medium impact news from the US zone by 130 building permits. I'm not sure how much this will push the market, but of course, it's still the market. So we need to respect the fact that, yes, this is a news, and be it anyhow it will still move the market. We also have FOMC member Waller speaks. He's going to be speaking by 5 p.m. today. And I'm pretty sure this is going to move the market a little bit, and also 8:15 p.m. We also have another FOMC member that will be speaking. It's also a medium impact news, but we still have other news or speech from some FOMC members, even after the medium impact news by 5 p.m. All right. So it's we need to look out for all these speeches from these members of FOMCs. I think FOMC member board. So I think this is actually the height of today's news we'll be expecting for those who trade fundamentals. These are what we'll be looking out for why we make decisions today. All right, quickly, let me take you back to our charts for today so we can actually look at what is viable, how we can make some money today, and get the best out of the market. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you once again. All right, so all right, so I love indices. For those who know me, I'm an indices person. I love indices, so I'm going to start with indices today, and I'm going to be doing. Let's look at D30. D30. DE30 ended bullish yesterday, although not a very strong one. Yeah. This morning it opened, bullish, and it's been selling today. So looking at DE30, considering what has been happening in the indices world, all right. Basically, we've seen that DE30 has actually been on an uptrend. I'm sorry, on the downtrend since on the 12th of this month. We've seen a fall in DE30, and yes, this is no other reason other than some of the inflation reports and news that has been coming out from the US zone, and actually also the European zone. So today I'm going to be looking at these instruments with what I call my Korokoro eyes. All right. For those of you that loves trading DE30 like I do, at these early hours of today, for those who actually, for scalpers in the house, I'm going to be advising, let's go to a smaller time frame for scalpers in the house. Let's look at 13 minutes, 15 minutes. For those of us like me who loves to quickly enter the market, make some money. For those who don't really have time, you just go to the market, make some money, take what you can and leave the market. These are the scalpers. I would actually want you to consider it from the smaller time frame, and look at your entry for a sell at this region. Basically, I actually see this instrument pushing down on, okay, but as you can see, there's an untested support here, which is actually holding back this trade from breaking below. But I am pretty sure this trade is going to break below today. So therefore, I'm going to want you guys to trade cautiously by taking your entry at this point. Let's be, yeah, so at price 15278.7 within this region, I would want you to take an entry within this region for the scalpers in the house, and take your profits within this region. All right, region within the region of 15225.0 to 15221.0. All right, take your entry from 15282.0 within that region to 15278.7. Within that region, take your entry price, entry point, and then take your profit within that 15225.0 to 15221.0. All right. So alternatively, you can see the market has actually been ranging between this untested support to this verified resistance. All right. So you need to respect support and resistance. Really, you need to actually respect support and resistance, especially when you are scalping, and then so alternatively, you want to take a buy. So I'll be looking at taking a buy, when it breaks this highest, the highest wick for at price 15406.9. Let's be more cautious. Okay. Yeah. So within take your buy at price 15409.0. All right. And then I look at a possible profit at 15438.1. 15438.1. Yes, you may see that the distance between my entry position for the buy and that of the take profit is actually not quite much. That's because of the fact that I'm trying to play safe for you, and of course for those who actually do scalp, you should be aware by now that you need to at least go into the market with a good lot size. So between this period to this period, this period to this period, you should be looking at least 20 pips. All right, and then if you attack the market with a good lot size, that's a good amount of money for today. You should have be able to meet at least 3 to 5% of your target for the day. Okay, that's depending on the what's it called, the lot size you are using. So for the swing traders in the house, all right, for the swing traders in the house, those who actually consider a long-term trade, all right. So I will still want us to respect the movement of the market, all right, and still look at a possible move for this market. For me, for those who are taking the swing traders, you still allow this market to break above this, this verify resistance at this price 15409.02.0. All right. Meanwhile, like I told you, I see this instrument, dropping down today, still going, below today, considering all the factors that have been happening in the indices world. All right. So my take for this instrument is actually sell. But as dynamic as the market is, you do not know what probably could happen. The news may come out today. There may be a change, in some prices and demands of stocks and everything like that. So you have to give the market that benefit of the doubt. That's why we always give double positions for this market. But my take on this instrument, will see a possible fall on this instrument, although there aren't so much high impact news that possibly may be taking this, market below a certain height today. So I still see it ranging within a region. So practically, I would advise I would do more of scalping today, because there is no high impact news that could possibly push this market, so much. That will give this market so much volatility. So I would advise, we scalp, for the most part of the day. All right. But for those who are still very much interested in taking the swing traders, okay, I think you should do just from this price 154, excuse me. Okay, price one, take your entry between your buy entry between price 15409.0. All right, and take your profits just before, excuse me, take your profit before this highest week here, this week here, not the highest one. Between this period to this period, you should be able to make some good money for yourself. You should be able to make some good money for yourself. So yeah, and then for the sell, you take your entry just below this place at price 15268.0, and then enjoy your profits down. So this is on a 1 hour time frame. We're analyzing this market, and so you take your profits down to this place, considering the fact that I'm saying this market do more of a sell. All right, so I still see that this market will possibly sell up to this place. All right, even if there has been some kind of rejection here, but we could possibly want to play safe, and let's just take our profit at this point. Yeah, take your profit at this point at price 15218.9, price 15218.9, to 15213.6. You can take your profit there. All right, that's for D30. Let's quickly move to US 2000. All right, to see some stocks, doing a little better than they were. So if you can see, this instrument has been on a downtrend for some time now. Yeah. Okay, and it was on a downtrend, and now it has actually found its way up within the past few days. All right, so therefore I still see this instrument buying, this instrument. So please, can you hear me? So I see this instrument, doing more. So okay, for let's start with the scalpers in the house. Actually, if you are the scalpers, let's go to the smaller time frame. I love using 15 minutes. All right, looking at 15 minutes, from the early hours of today. All right, okay, yesterday evening, we've seen this instrument doing a downfall. Okay, so I still see this instrument selling today as well. Okay, considering the fact that it has actually been taking a retracement from this untested resistance. All right, looking at it here, so I will give a position from, look at this 1768.6. okay, I'm allowing it to break this stone code support conveniently, I repeat, conveniently. Then you take your entry point at 1768.6, all right, for the scalpers in the house, and then take your profits before this stone code supports, the second stone code support here at price 1761.5, price 1761.5, all right, price 1761.5, all right. Okay, alternatively, if the market wants to, which I doubt is going to move up today, considering the fact that we do not even have any strong high impact news that would move the market. So but you can allow it break this weak resistance conveniently at price 1780.4, all right, 178.4, and take your profit before this untested resistance at price 1789.9, price 1789.9, all right. That's for the scalpers in the house. And then if you are on a long trade, the swing traders, all right, if you can see, this trade has actually been finding his way down, all right. So I would actually suggest that you take your entry just at the same entry point, and then the same entry point, but looking at your take profit at price 1748.8, price 1784.8, all right. Yes, I think that would do for the swing traders, all right. And you should be able to make some good money between this period to this period, all right. So then alternatively, you could actually take your buy position for US 2000 at price 1798, price 1793.8, price 1793.8, all right. And looking at this verified resistance, here, let's go back to, all right, take your profits here just before this verified resistance. This may not be too much of a profit for the swing traders, but let's see. Okay, it's actually broke here. So okay, all right, so let's do this. Let's enjoy this profit up to this period. I always like to play safe, but of course, for the swing traders, this is very enjoyable. Take your profits at the second, let your entry be just immediately after the verified resistance, the first verified resistance, and then take your profits before the second verified resistance, all right. That is at take your entry at price 1802.9, and then your take profit at price 1821.3. Yes, I think that would do. That will make you a very good profit from there. All right, so the US 100, my favorite instrument. So let's quickly breeze into my favorite instrument and see what we can make from it today. Let's not forget that you can follow us, on our Instagram page. All right, we can follow us on our Instagram page, on our Telegram page as well. Okay, we're also on Facebook. All right, now on our YouTube channel. Okay, for those who wants to go back to listen to this record, this review today, you can actually go into our YouTube channel and then take advantage of that, have a recap of what happened today and other trainings that held in the past. All right, so going forward, US 100, I love this instrument so much. I'm very comfortable with it while trading it. It has made me good money, and I think that's why I have a bias, for this instrument. If you can see, look at the pattern it's taking this money. For the scalpers, you want to make some good money, I would request you take, an instant buy, take an instant buy for the scalpers, and take your profits just before this verified resistance. Just to play safe, take your profits just before this verified resistance, bring it down a little, 15216.47, an instant buy, and take your profit before 15216.7, before 15216.7. All right. Yes, that's for the scalpers in the house. Yeah, of course, this period is a good period for you to take a buy for this instrument and take your profits at anywhere convenient for you before the verified resistance. My advice for the take profit is 15216.47. All right. So for the long traders, you want to look at this in a longer time frame. So I would just okay. So this, looking at 4 hours time frame, this instrument has been on an uptrend lately. Let's look at 1 hour. Of course, it has been on a uptrend. All right. So going back to our 1 hour time frame, let's look at this. So lately, for some days now, it's been ranging, having a higher low, lower low. So, but then you want to be patient for this instrument to take a particular direction. Technically, I would advise that for those who are the swing traders, that you probably take a chill pill and enter this market just below this verified support for the sell position. If you don't want to scalp, because for me, I would have advised that you do more of scalping today on this instrument until 2:30 p.m. All right. Then you take, if you don't want to do that, you wait for this market to break below this support at price 15036.91 and take your profits just before the verified support. All right, because we've seen this market range a couple of times here in the past year, so you can take your profit just before this verified support at price 14952.86. Enter your sell position at price 15036.91 and take your profit at price 14952.86. Then alternatively, for the buy position, you want to take your position just after this week, just after the verified resistance. Let's do price within price 15377.09. So price 15394.55, within that region, take your entry price for buy, your entry position for a buy position there, and then take your profits just before this verified resistance, just before the verified resistance at price 15446.43, price 15446.43. All right, that's for the swing traders. For those who have for the swing traders, for the scalpers, I hope you're enjoying your profits. If you've not entered, this is a good opportunity for you to take an instant sell for the US 100 and take your profits just before the verified resistance at price at 5 minutes time frame, using your time frame, just before the verified resistance. So do that now. So let me quickly take you on gold, the safe haven. Like we heard today that gold has actually become the safe haven for a lot of people, considering the war between the Israel and the Pakistanis. Okay. This, of course, we know how helpful this instrument can be for a lot of traders. So looking at what is happening in the market now between these two countries, it has actually given a boost to this instrument. So what does this mean? It means that we're going to be seeing this instrument do more of a buy, henceforth. Looking at the news, okay, the news that we read this morning, okay, we're going to be seeing, of course, this instrument has actually been on an uptrend, for some days now. Excuse me. All right, so it's been pushing up for some days now. It has actually been on an uptrend for some days now, like in the past, almost a week now. It's actually been on an uptrend, and so I want to assume this instrument is going to continue, in that particular trend, for the big boys in the house, the swing traders, all right, who have up to at least 1 million and above. I want to expect you to make some good cash from this instrument. All right, it's no news that yes, this instrument is going to be doing more of a buy, except we have any significant change, which I don't see it coming up anytime soon until this war actually ends. Okay, looking at the war, I don't think it's looking like something that is going to end anytime soon. All right, so I'm going to advise that we take, for the swing traders, you take your entry position just after this untested support. Yes, untested support. This is on 1 hour. All right, untested support. Then look at taking your profits just before the untested resistance. You take your entry points, just immediately after this untested resistance. Okay, there's actually some gaps there. Looking at it, okay, I just actually give you that entry so that it would have confirmed a buy for this particular instrument before you take, that entry. Then you can take your profit before the untested resistance. Alternatively, which I don't see it happening, if this market pushes down, you can wait for this market. You can set your pending order just immediately after this week's support, immediately after the last sell week here at price 1904.13. Price 1904.13. Okay, then you can take your profits before the turn code support at price 1884.49. Price 1884.49. All right, but this instrument, of course, we should emphasize a buy for this instrument, more of a buy for this instrument, Yeah, for the scalpers in the house, my brothers, and the people that love making money as fast as they can, if you can see that this instrument has actually been on a bullish move since yesterday, and of course, we've emphasized on this, that this is going to continue, in a bullish trend. So I would like you to actually take your entry point at this region, 1940.11, 1940.11, and take your profit just before the untested resistance here within 1945.73, 1945.73. This market, like I said, is going to continue buying, so you should invest in a buy, okay, for this market. Actually invest more in a buy for this market. Alternatively, knowing that this market is a dynamic market, you want to consider a short sell and scalp it and also make some money. Then you want to look at taking your entry price just above the last week here that it has actually been ranging here. So just take it from here conveniently and take at price 1934.11, 1934.11, and take your profits at before this stone code resistance. Yeah, Yeah. Which when it keeps falling, it's going to change to a support. So just take your what's it called? Your take profits should be at price 1929.44. 1929.44. All right. So that's all I've got for you for the indices, and then for gold. All right. So I'm going to be leaving you in the hands of my colleague, okay, to continue for those who enjoy doing um currencies, So yeah, thank you for today. Sorry, I rushed you a little. That's because of the time. We're trying to meet up with the time. All right. All right. Thank you.
All right, so without wasting much of our time, let's quickly just look at some of the currency pairs. Of course, we have medium impact news coming up on the dollar. Okay, so we're just going to be looking at, first and foremost, let's treat dollar index. Treating dollar index will give us an overall view of what the dollar is going to be doing technically up until when the news comes out by 1:30. We have a news coming out by 1:30. So you should expect that dollar index is actually going to trade technically before that news. And looking at this, if you understand candlestick pattern, right? I love trading with candlestick pattern. If you understand candlestick pattern, you definitely know that the chart formation at this point in time is a very, very sweet one at this point in time. You see your hammer, right? You see your hammer resting on a verified support. What more confirmation can you wait for a buy? That's a very beautiful confirmation for a buy. Let me zoom in so you'd get to understand what I'm talking about, right? So look at this. This is my hammer, right, on my verified support. Hammer on a verified support. And if by the end of this hour this candle closes bullish, that's every confirmation you need for a buy. So just like everything in play here, I'm actually going to be sticking my neck out for a buy, right? I'm looking out for a buy on this particular instrument, that's USD IDX. So you could go in for an instant buy, right? You could either go in for an instant buy or wait for price to break above this point. You could see that price actually is struggling around this zone at price level 105.915. Price is struggling at around that point because here used to be a support for price before. Let me give that a bolder look so you get to see that clearly. Okay, so you can see price is actually struggling at around this point. So if price breaks above here, which it's most likely going to do because of the hammer that we've already seen established on the chart, if price is able to break above there, I'd expect to go for a buy up until the next resistance at the top. So I'd going for a buy up until the next resistance at the top. So I'd have here as my first take profit. So buy if price goes above 105.944. If price goes above 105.944, so you could buy any point above that there and then take your profit. Your first take profit can be at price level 106.100, 106.100. Your first take profits can be at 106.100. And if by the virtue of the news, right, the dollar index still gains more strength, of course, you should expect it to hit the second take profit, which will be around 106.285, 106.285, right? So, of course, you'd want to have your stop loss below this support zone, right? So, if should price go against the dollar index or against the dollar, you should want to have your stop loss somewhat around price level 105.755. 105.755. You could have your stop loss around there, and of course that can also serve as your entry for yourself. So definitely if price breaks below that point, then you should go in for a clear sell trade up until the support at around this point here. So you have your next support somewhere around here, right? So for my sell preference, should this sell, you want to go in for a sell at price level 105.755, take your profit at 105.518. But my preference for the dollar index is actually a buy. USD IDX, USD IDX. That's dollar index. My preference is a buy. Right. So let's go to Euro USD. Let's quickly treat Euro USD. So Euro USD has actually started up. It has been buying since the early hours of the morning. We've had Euro USD buy since. This is on a 5 minutes time frame. Let's go to a 1 hour time frame. Let's see. So we've had this buy early hours of the morning. Price got to this untested resistance and is being rejected. And just like what you're seeing on the dollar index, where you have on your dollar index where you have your hammer on your support point, on Euro USD you have your inverted hammer on your resistance. So it's also a clear sell formation, right? Your inverted hammer on the resistance is a clear sell formation. I just would want to wait for this candle to close bearish to give me my bearish confirmation candle. But if you're going to be doing anything on Euro USD, you should be looking at a sell. You could do an instant sell, right? Because you could see currently okay, let's look back and see. Okay, yes, so if you are going to go in for Euro USD, I noticed that around the 10th of October there was a struggle around where price is currently struggling at, but I think if you look closely, price has actually broken below that point, right? So I'm actually going to go in for an instant sell. I thought price was struggling at this point here where price was being resisted on the 10th of October. I thought that point was acting as a support for price, but clearly price has broken below that point, and most likely it's going to go all the way down to this week support. So an instant sell will be in order down to this week support. So you could do an instant sell, right? Take your first your profits at price level 1.05609, 1.05609. I take my sell and my take profit at that point, right? So you could stretch it all the way. Of course, if the news comes out in favor of the dollar, price would stretch all the way down to this untested support here, which is at price level 1.05321. So you could have your first take profit here and then have your second take profit down below here, or simply leave your take profit open like I do. You could leave your take profit open and of course have your stop loss above the untested resistance here. So I have my stop loss at price level 1.05953, right? I have my stop loss at 1.05953. So my play here is an instant sell on Euro USD. I have my first take profit at 1.05609, right? 1.05609, or I could stretch my take profit down to 1.321. I could stretch my take profit to 1.05321. Then of course have my stop loss above the untested resistance at price level 1.05953. My preference on Euro USD is a sell. So let's go to USD JPY. So for USD JPY, of course, you're getting that you're going to get an upward push. Let's go to a 1 hour time frame. This is on a 15 minutes time frame. Let's go to a 1 hour time frame. On USD JPY, go to current market price. Okay, so same thing, USD JPY, we have, if you had actually keyed into the market earlier, you would have been able to take advantage of this buy, right? Currently price has actually gotten to this, is heading towards this resistance point here, right? It's heading towards this resistance point. But since we didn't key into this trade in time, if you're going to be taking this trade, it's most likely it's going to be an instant execution for a buy up until this resistance point. But it's a very short trade, right? It's a very short trade. If you want to take it, you could jump into it, but that would also mean that you're going to be putting your risk to reward ratio at 1:1, right? So because I would want to have my stop loss somewhere around here below so if you look at it well, is it worth that trade? So if I'm having my stop loss, it's going to be below this support zone. So I'm only targeting this as profit, and then from here all the way down here should be a stop loss point. So, and of course we're expecting news on the dollar. So I wouldn't want to leave my trade to chances, expecting that price will break above this resistance. What if it gets to that resistance and is unable to break that point? You might be stuck on your trade. So what you're looking at making on this trade is not what you're willing to sacrifice. So just let's pass on USD JPY. It's not a good trade to take. So let's pass on USD JPY and go to another USD pair. So we're just going to look at USD CAD and then GBP USD to call it a day, right? So for GBP, for USD CAD, let's also look at USD CAD. So USD CAD is actually bouncing off a verified support, right? USD CAD is actually bouncing off a verified support. You could see that there have been a couple of dojis around this point. You have your hammer on your resistance point, and let's see, this candle that was here, did it close bullish? Yes, it actually closed bullish. So your hammer on your verified support and then your bullish confirmation candle for a buy. Sweet move for a buy, and also we're expecting news on the dollar, which should also give the dollar a boost. So it's a sweet this thing for a buy. So you could do an instant buy, right? You could do an instant buy on USD CAD. Have your stop loss below the verified support. At price level, or you could have your stop loss here at price level 1.36141. 1.36141. Have your stop loss there. 1.36141. 1.36141. Have your stop loss there. Then of course you'd want to take your profits at the resistance point here, right? So I'm targeting my take profit to be at 1.36571. 1.36571. So if you notice, your risk to reward ratio on this particular trade is quite balanced. So if I'm targeting, if I enter an instant buy from here, targeting this as my take profit point. So I'll be targeting roughly around 25 pip, right? While in loss, right, I'll be looking at 17 pip. Should I go in this thing? Should I be losing? So that would be 17 pips. So which is still quite fair. Compared to the previous trade that we looked, the previous charts that we looked at. So my preference on GBP for USD CAD rather is a buy. My preference for USD CAD is a buy. So you could go in at the instant at the current market price. You could do an instant buy, right? Stop loss at 1.36141. 1.36141. Put your take profit before 1.36571. 1.36571. All right, so GBP USD, which is going to be the last instrument we look at before we call it a day. All right, so for GBP USD, of course, despite the positive news that came out on the GBP, we had that major push up as a result of that, but I think that has gotten to its saturation point and we're expecting a rebound, a sell, right? So if you are taking your trade early hours of the morning at this verified resistance, I'm sure you would be in good profit by now, but there's still opportunity for you to still key into this sell, right? So you have your inverted hammer with your bearish candle currently forming. So if this closes bearish, of course, that's still a clear cut direction for a sell, in addition to the fact that we're expecting some medium impact news on the dollar. So a clear cut direction for a sell. And if you notice, price has been ranging in between this verified resistance and then this support at the point at this point here. So of course, that's still an indication that a sell is in order. So I'm going for an instant sell, right? Have my stop loss above here. This is the previous high, right? This is the previous high. So I have my stop loss above here. Before you could have your stop loss before that point or on that point. So your stop loss at 1.22249. 1.22249. 1.22249. I'll have my stop loss there. Instant sell. Have my first take profit, right? You could have your first take profit at this week's support. Your first take profit at this week's support at price level 1.21586. 1.21586. You could have your stop loss, your first take profit at around that point, or you drag your take profit down to the next support, which is around here. So you could have your second take profit before here, 1.21249. 1.21249. 1.21249. You could have your second, or better still, You just place your trade, put your stop loss, and you could leave your take profits open with the help of trailing stop, with the help of a trailing stop. That would enable you to get to the full potential of this trade. You get. So I believe you're all clear, right? The whole essence of this class is for you to get to action, take action, ensure that you're taking trades, you're making money for yourself. And aside that, also do your research, get to understand why this is this and why that is that in the market. And that's the only way you could actually make money. Attend classes, also do your own research, go on YouTube, try different trading strategies on your demo account, and when you're comfortable enough with it, you could apply them to your real account. And I can assure you, you're definitely going to be building your trading practice, right? So it was nice hosting you guys. Do have a wonderful day till we meet again tomorrow.